Hey there, everybody. I'm playing some more Deep Rock Galactic because I can't stop. We are actually far enough to promote the engineer, so I'm gonna go do that real fast. Right after I wait for this elevator to come back down. Thank you. Let's see, where... It's been a long time since I've actually... Okay, here we go.
The Memorial Hall is where we honor the fallen. Feel free to walk around and pay your respects.
Cut him off. Cut him down. That's the way.
It must have gone down. I thought it was, like, really expensive to promote them. It's not anymore. For me, it was like 50,000.
The fruits of my labor.
You have proven yourself an important and valuable asset for Deep Rock Galactic.
Maybe they lowered it.
Appreciates your contribution and grants you an honorable promotion. This is a very special moment reserved for the few. Take your time to bask in it. We salute you. Congratulations, Miner. Rock and Stone.
Here we go again.
I don't think it resets everything, right? Yeah, okay. That's why you want to do it, because you get that extra. Alright. He's got to get promoted again. Bombs? Hell yeah. A lot of people are playing this one. This one's a difficulty 4. I'm not sure if I really want to... Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
This one will scout.
What are you gonna do about it?
Your team is getting bigger. Dwarf inbound.
Like that. Rock and stone. Let's rock and roll.
Oh, he did.
Enemy frozen. You want some assembly? Die! Ow! Watch it! Where is that?
There we go. I need to move around my mouse here.
Come here! Watch the stray bullet! Stick around! Get this home safely, will you, Molly? Reloading! Booyah!
I need a damn minecart on legs. Where is it? Sentry gun needs assembling.
Attention. Got a swarm on the way. Repeat, swarm.
Ready! Light is up!
Attention. New miner inbound.
Line done. Here we go. Rock and stone.
Stop shooting, you pointy ears! Glad to be working with you!
Swarm, they're here.
Do you like her?
See if I can get that.
Took out a loot box. Egg bound!
on, where's the egg?
Praetorian, watch the gas. So long, suckers.
Where's Molly? Oh, I can't get him. No, no, no. Damn it.
Hang in there. The wave is almost dealt with. It's about
Oh boy.
whatever's left.
Run. You guys. You. Damn it. Duh.
Son of a mud golem! We're on the same team! Kill the oppressor!
Dang.
Obey me!
No.
These rocks seriously need to invest in some better. Oh yeah.
Holy tit. Alright.
Flares ain't ready! Let's move, friend!
I'm doing my part.
Ah, damn it. I was trying to get out of there.
Die, monsters! Be gone! Yeah?
Bug Trap 2.0. Next round.
What is that, 3 times now?
Steve fought well and died like a hero.
Nicely done, team. You secured yourself a nice bonus.
Flares recharging.
Swarm spotted. Buckle up. Contact imminent.
Above?
Look there!
Loud and resupply.
Stand back. Supply pod inbound.
I found an egg!
Swarm! I repeat, swarm!
Another giant!
Supply is here.
See if I can get him. What? Oh, it exploded, right. Exploding bugs.
If only this bloody bucket was bigger. A lot bigger.
Oh boy.
Here, get into cover. Thank you, brother. You're a true friend. Cluster out. Bang it down.
Make a sense of that wildfire!
Good news, team. The wave is thinning out.
Oh, come on. There's not much I can do here when I only get revived at 20 health. It's actually like I don't know what the developers are thinking, but if you get revived repeatedly, you shouldn't get less health. Because if you get less health, yes, you're making more mistakes, but the simple fact that you're getting less health every time you get revived means you're going to go down sooner. So you're actually a detriment to your team. So this should never happen. That shouldn't be a thing. It should just be whatever health that you get. If it's gonna be 35, it's gonna be 35. It's gonna be 50, it's gonna be 50. You should just get whatever. That's why I don't play these more difficult modes, because they're kind of stupid.
Getting supplied. Grabbing him.
I know it's supposed to serve as a punishment, but really it serves as a detriment to the entire team, so it's kind of stupid. Everything, when you're doing PvE or co-op, everything should always be aiming you toward, like, helping each other.
Let there be light.
No, no, no. God. Why didn't it grab the side? Why? Ugh. Whatever. It's freaking stupid.
All eggs collected. Management will be pleased. Escape pod button is activated.
Like, that should have grabbed the side. Why not?
Eat it. Think you can kill me. Well, think again.
Never felt
Glad I ain't the one to sort this stuff. Hey, I was getting supplied. I needed that. Shield.
Drop pod has arrived. Retrieving the mule.
Jesus.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
I froze it and somehow it exploded. I don't... Alright. So how do we get over there now?
Light.
No, can't go that way. Okay, okay.
Lighting up. We better hurry.
Come on.
You snooze.
Am I gonna make it? Yep.
Don't get too attached now. You're my new best friend. Is that supposed to hurt?
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Jesus.
Stone you
Again, that's usually why I don't do anything harder than 3.
Galactic thanks you for your good work. Drop pod will leave with...
There's been a couple times where I've done difficulty 4, but usually difficulty 3, because on difficulty 3, you can still do the entire mission, including anything that pops up on the side. And pretty much 95% of the time, meaning maybe one time out of 20 you'll die, you'll get a succeed in the mission. You only get an extra, like, 25% by doing tier 4 difficulty rather than tier 3. So it's worth it to just spend extra time in Hazard 3, which is what the difficulty is actually called, and do the side stuff, then have to skip it because it's too difficult because you're in Hazard 4. So you don't, like, I wouldn't do Hazard 4 unless I am absolutely positive I can do the side things within the mission as well. So that's both the
Mission and honorable
Matrix blank core thing and any mini bosses that pop up. Because I'm almost positive every single time, almost every single time, I can do it in 3. With a 3 or 14. However, I'm not positive every single time I can do it with a 4 random team in Hazard 4. So, which is kind of a detriment to this game because I like the challenge, but
More shining.
you get so much less for not completing the missions. It's not even worth doing. It's not even worth the risk. Maybe if you don't have anything left to spend or any experience left to really get, and you're kind of like gotten everything in the game, maybe then Hazard 4 and 5 make sense, but for me, they don't. I'll do engineer.
Turrets and explosions. You've come to the right place, mate. My back hasn't acted up in a while. Around the backbreaker stout to celebrate. That's the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Go!
I get next 10
Come on,
levels.
guys. Rock and stone.
Launch control reports foreign objects in the launch tube. It appears that something is interfering with the force field. Would you happen to know anything about it?
This.
Drop sequence initiating. The seats in the drop pod are meant for employees only, not barrels.
I didn't know that they had that script.
Barrels are to be left alone and not hurled, kicked, tossed, or in any way moved around.
I think when Shipbreaker is I like space games. I think when Shipbreaker comes out out of its early access phase and it's done, so they stop deleting people's saves every time they update the game. I'll play that, and I'll do like a let's play or something on that. I understand why they have to delete people's saves. It's like different. They're balancing different platforms of the game with major version iterations, so I understand why. It's just I'm a little bit. They never said it anywhere, but in Shipbreaker, I'm a little bit upset that we're not, and like all the people who bought it aren't gonna have that many ships because it's a puzzle game, and the puzzle is taking apart the ship correctly and like getting the most money you can out of the ship in like a small amount of time. The problem is it's a puzzle game until you figure out every puzzle, right? Because after you figure out every puzzle, the game's done, essentially. So the rub for me is there's no Steam Workshop for these ships, unfortunately.
Can do this in my sleep.
And I know it was never on their roadmap, but it was something that seemed like a shoo-in for the game, is if they could provide a basic ship maker so people could make different ships and you could like take them apart. Because it's meant to be kind of like a relaxing game, similar to how people like Truck Simulator. Kind of like a satisfying game. Or House Flipper or Power Washer, those types of games. But more space-oriented, ship-oriented. It just really kind of I don't think they've really said anything on it. It's just really kind of depressing that it's only going to be, I think it's like 6 or 7 different types of ships total, with just a little bit of random elements thrown in. So you only get really 6 or 7 different puzzles, and that's all you have to really solve. If that makes sense. So like, imagine you take a puzzle board. There's 6 or 7 puzzle boards that you have, and each one you have a baggie of all these different puzzle pieces, or 6 puzzle pieces bags, and you just spread them out differently every time. But you know what the end of the puzzle is. Like, you know how they all fit together once you find the pieces. So in that regard, it's the same puzzle every single time. So that ultimately it just kind of sucks that it's going to be so limited. Like, I would pay for like a DLC so I could use Steam Workshop on it. and make ships and download other people's ships and stuff. 'Cause I really like the game, I just can't get invested into it because every single time a major update comes out, they wipe your game save.
Refill the fuel canisters mounted on its
So I gotta wait until it's out of early access to really play it.
nearby oil shale, and we'll have the drill dozer operational again in no time.
Drill dozer fix.
It's a super cool game. I love the
This
concept.
place is almost nice compared to last time.
Cargo crate here.
Ah.
Lighting!
Marker on. Find the nitro for ammo.
Platform! Good bug. Doretta could really use an armor upgrade.
There is nitro over here.
Platforms placed. Access provided. One platform ready to
Well, I
use.
suck. That works
Better
better.
than Mommy! Where is that?
Oh boy.
Down the hatch.
See if we
Gotta
can
wait
find.
for the recharge. Lighting up!
Why can't I? Oh, I'm not. I keep forgetting I'm not the scout. I don't have the. Alright, there's nothing here. Nothing over there. I think we're ready to go. It's just. It's a very small amount of nitro.
Mark! You got a certain flair with that gun.
Fuel canister loading.
Dude. Whoa.
Get a move on.
Well done. All canisters are loaded. The drill dozer is ready to move out.
Might as well. There's nothing left here.
Let's get this mission rolling. Drill dozer operational and homing in on the Heartstone.
It just it kills me sometimes when I see so much potential in a game. And I didn't buy it thinking that it was gonna have workshop. I bought it because it was a cool space game, right? Not knowing really what it was. So that's my fault for buying it, especially early access. It's basically almost it's basically pre-ordering a game. You just have access to the beta builds or the alpha builds. So I knew that it was never going to be a guarantee while I was playing it that I was going to have the features I was hoping it would have. It's depressing seeing a game that has so much potential to be a game that lasts basically forever and that has unlimited number of experiences and not having like workshop or something. Like the potential's there. Absolutely there. And maybe it'll be like, I don't know, if they never come out with a number 2, maybe that will just be a thing eventually. The developer will do that. But people were hoping for like multiplayer, this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, no, no. Where this game's bread and butter is it's a puzzle game, so it needs more puzzles. So instead of if you can't make the puzzles yourself, that's fine. As a dev, like if the maybe 1 or 2 people working on it can't make all those, that's completely understandable. However, you could give people the tools, which I mean, they would have to create the tools, so they'd have to spend time on that and get that, but they could create the tools and conceivably not have to make all those chips, so they could spend time on other things.
Go lie down
Anyone needs ammo? Go! Nitro here.
The drill dozer has reached the Heartstone. Press the button on the dozer and start the extraction when you're ready. Supply drop has been ordered and is on the way.
Platform. Climb to the closet. Okay, come here.
parties here. Everybody collect ammunition.
Flares. Recharging.
Get some attention. I'm full. Heading to the meal.
Platform up.
I should.
Axis deployed.
There you go. Now people can jump up there.
Nitro.
So yeah, there's a couple games like that where I see like a massive amount of potential, and it's kind of squandered just because the developer never actually follows through with certain things that are just
Kill it before somebody gets hurt. Platform up.
maybe squanders is the wrong word, but there's potential, and you see it as an onlooker, as like a third party, and the fact that it's never done just makes you ask, why? Steam Workshop's just an example. There are plenty of games that have their own things that make them feel like they could have easily been more. Without the use of like something similar to Steam Workshop. Sorry, I'm trying to play and talk at the same time, and it's actually kind of difficult, even though I know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm right, I am.
Out of ammo!
Back on you again. Rock and stone. Like feeding a bottomless pit. I'm getting
Rock and stone!
So they said this was Mineral Mania,
Smooth.
but I don't see that many minerals.
feeling much better. See here, red sugar.
Ludicrous speed. No flares ready. Come here. Let there be getting supplies.
Supply orders.
Supply pod launched. Better stand back.
I'm taking some of the ammo. Take it out. Doretta is purring like a kid.
One sentry gun ready to be built.
Ammo take.
Ready to shoot.
Born ready.
somebody started it.
Drill dozer has begun
I guess there's
cracking
nothing
the
else.
armor room shell. If you lose the dozer, you lose the mission. So guard it well against any hostiles. We've got a big horde of enemies approaching the drill dozer. Defend it or die
Wow.
trying.
Like, this game's a lot because it doesn't need a Steam Workshop. Every single mission is at least somewhat different. The key elements are always the same, but a game that depends on, like, solely on puzzles, and that's its main focus, and it's a one-trick pony. Yeah, it needs more to survive. It's done so well. Don't get me wrong. It is done so well. Cutting up spaceships and filtering out what's good and what's bad, and it leaves you with a satisfying... once you get done with it, it leaves you feeling satisfied. But, man... I just look at it and see all that potential is not there.
Outer crust has been breached. Keep defending the drill dozer.
And like I said, I'd pay $10, $15 DLC just to have the ability to do Steam Workshop stuff. I'm sure that they made a way, they made it in such a way that there is at least different ships of the, like there might be 5 or 6 different ships. And they all have variations of each other. So there is all these different combinations that you can do. So there must be a set of like key elements to every single ship. So if you have key elements to every single ship, like this game has key elements to every single mission, right? Every single mission mode. You have those key elements. How much more work is it to actually provide people with tools to actually make a ship or make a map?
Hunker down and load up.
That's what I'm driving
We're
at.
50% through, team. Drill dozer is still holding together.
It's just kind of odd.
The swarm is upon you.
If it's not in their scope, it's not in their scope. Video game, but if they do make a number 2 that has that ability, and the first one's more of a prototype for them, I would buy the number 2. Especially if it ever got VR. Oh my god. That's another potential thing that I don't think it's ever going to happen with that game. The workshop would happen before the VR. So, like I said before, people are pushing for multiplayer, but that's just, that's too much to ask for that. It's probably easier to create those for other people to make ships and take the design work off of you and your team, rather than give people multiplayer for a game that's about randomly moving objects into a net and into recycling, cutting them. Like, how much tracking has to happen for all that to go across another person's network connection? That's a lot. It's asking a lot of coding,
Extraction at 75%.
a lot of troubleshooting more than anything.
Attention team, to keep the drill dozer running at full
It's not just that game. I pretty much always advocate for workshop in games where it's applicable.
Swarm, they're here.
There's obviously some games, like a lot of single-player games, that doesn't make sense for it, but I have no defense for that. I shot him while he was on the zip line. I was kind of thinking that it was something that was going to attack me. I'm not sure why I thought that. Whoops. I'm trying to think of other games where it's applicable to, where it's kind of disappointing that they don't have a workshop.
Get to work! There's spots all over the dozer!
Dottie!
So the two main things though I think of for that Shipbreaker game is VR and Steam Workshop, preferably the Steam Workshop before the VR, because I think the VR is actually more work than a workshop,
I like the sound
and like a
of
modding
The
tool.
bulldozer served its purpose. The Hearthstone is ours. Deposit it
Because
and wrap up the mission.
VR is very hard to get right,
Hearthstone!
especially in a game
Nicely
that's
done.
already
Armor
made
and
and not
Hearthstone secured.
was
Call
not
the drop
suited
pod
for it
when
from
you're
the.
ready.
Not that it's not suited for it, but it wasn't made and mined for it.
Nitro's been withdrawn and supply pod is inbound. Supply pod requisitioned. Launching now.
Time to restock!
Oh.
On something! Attention! Guys, are you blind? Look over here!
Sentry gun needs
Hacking
assembly.
pod successfully connected to the prospector data deposit. Start the hacking drone when you're
I don't know what
ready.
you're pointing at,
The
bud.
damn bugs start to feel like family. You know it's time to quit.
Are you asking me to
I'm
picrate
taking
that?
some of the ammo. I made a platform.
Yeah. Okay.
Taxi, let's take down that power station.
Platforms placed.
The hack has begun. Protect the pod while it does its magic.
Hey, I'm not the enemy. Platforms. Ready to shoot. Platforms placed.
Keep the hacking drone secure.
Grabbing ammo!
Hacking drone under attack.
You bloated bag of troll block.
We need some pest control on the hacking drone.
Red sugar.
We got bogeys on the hacking drone.
What a jaw-dropping experience.
Climbing quit.
Reloading.
The hacking drone is under attack. Keep it safe so it can work. Blasted. The hacking drone has stopped. Kill those critters off it now. Hacking commencing again.
Complete. You're in the game. Getting supplies.
Molly!
Reloading.
The hell was that?
Other mining company. No time. Look what I found!
Data cell secured. Another successful stab at our rivals. Drop pods on the way. Hang in there.
Molly, over here.
Drop pod
Trying to think of
online.
again. I'm trying to think of what other
Remaining
games
back.
that like scream
Drop pod departing in
user-generated
T-minus 5
content that
minutes.
don't have something like a Steam Workshop. And admittedly, there's not too many that come to my mind more than that game. sure there's tons out there though. And I'm not talking about like mobile games, because not all mobile games are bad, it's just most of them.
From A to D, skipping
No.
me
So
and
I don't
There's a
really even
retarded.
bother because it's just filled with garbage. If you're gonna pay for a game on a mobile device, that's different than an actual
give me
mobile
some
game.
sugar.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Like if a game came out for PC and it was ported later to a phone, that's not really a mobile game.
jaw-dropping experience.
Come and get me, you
Let's
disgusting
leave this
The
hell.
mule's been successfully retrieved. Make it snappy, team. The drop pod won't hang around forever.
Don't forever.
I'll do one more, and then I'll call it quits for now.
Rock and stone forever.
I'm trying to think if, like, I'm positive that there's more games. Like in general, racing games could all use the Steam Workshop or something of the like, because they're infinitely replayable. Oh, something that doesn't have like, I was born in the early '90s, so I am a Sonic fanboy because I had a Sega. I wouldn't actually say fanboy. I do like the franchise. I'm just not a fanboy. Because I don't own like plushies. I don't own any of that stuff.
Well done, Miner.
Pictures and stuff like that. I do own a good chunk of the games. But something that's missing from the Sonic franchise, for instance, is a game maker, like Mario Game Maker. There's a Mario Game Maker game, and Sega and Nintendo are kind of in bed with each other because Sega is kind of latched on to Nintendo, at least how I see it, because they release a lot of their games primarily for the Nintendo platform, and they release it on others as well later. But they're over the years, I think there's been quite a few exclusives to like GameCube and Switch first. And like Wii. Something that would have been very, very, I don't want to say easy, but for a development team of their size, they have big studios, pretty big studios. For something like that, they could pretty easily develop a Sonic Maker, where it's the same thing as Mario Maker, it's just Sonic and all the Sonic characters from the 16-bit era. So all the Genesis games. Sonic Advance had, I think it was Amy, Knuckles, Tails, Sonic, and they had a couple other characters that were in the other Advance GBA games, Game Boy Advance games. I think they had 3 of those games. They could easily take those characters, and the pixels don't match, so they would have to recreate the characters' actions and what they would do. They have to like reanimate them. But they could take those animation sets, pop it in a game maker for Sonic. And Sonic already has a huge fan base, and there is a fan-made game maker, but it's not as good as what Sega could probably do. And just take all the tile sets, take all the characters, take all their animations, and pop them into that game, and make like a original 16-bit game again, where it's like Sonic 1 or 2 or 3, kind of like what Mania did, and just tag on a game maker on top of it. It doesn't, the original levels don't have to be great. They just have to be content available to the user to use in Game Maker, so they have something to use. And you could make an infinite amount of levels out of it. You could even structure it a lot like the way Mario does. Except the only difference is Sonic's focused on speed, where Mario's just main focus is platforming itself, like jumping, whereas Sonic's main focus is going around really fast. It's still platforming, but it's in a different how should I say it? It's in a different mindset. It's a different concept because you're still platforming, but the goal is to platform as fast as possible, almost like a time attack racing game. Um, that's really what most of the Sonic games are. At least the 2D ones that I played. Um, even the new ones, the 3D ones, they're mainly time attack levels. You might not realize it, but time attack and points basically. Um, it could be argued that Mario's that way too, but it's just Sonic's a lot faster in most of them. I think it was Super Mario World 3 that he got like the little P meter there that he could just run stupid fast. And like he could fly with a scroll outfit or something. I can't quite remember. But yeah,
We rock
why isn't there a Sonic Maker?
best.
That would easily be a $60 title that you could release on Switch, PC, and the consoles, the other consoles, and it would just make money for you. I just don't understand why. It's your mascot for your company, and you don't do something that simple. You don't even have to go as far as to actually add in an original game with the maker. All you gotta do is put the maker out there, and people will do the rest. There's already fans that rip apart games like from the 16-bit era and reconstitute it into a new game. That's how Sonic Mania happened. I think there was a guy named Christian Whitefield. He literally repacked a bunch of ROMs, meaning like old Sega Genesis titles. Sega Sonic 1, 2, 3. He ripped them all apart and repacked them into his own ROM. And made them available publicly without any he might have had a Patreon, he might have had something, but they're all fan made. And eventually they hired the guy and his team to make Sonic Mania. That's exactly how that happened. So the people are already doing it. You took notice, Sega, and actually hired a fan, or at least somebody who's fan enough to make games of it, and they made a game for you, and you profited off of it. I'm positive on that. But you won't make something simple like a Sonic Maker. It screams obvious to me. It's an easy profit for Sega. And it's a low effort, presumably. I'm not a game designer, I don't really know. It sounds like it's a low effort thing for you to put out there. And you get back a pretty high monetary value. You can charge $40 to $60 for it. With Sonic Origins, God knows you're not above charging money for things. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of dumb. Can I shoot through walls? That did hit him, I think.
Not so tough now, are ya? Ya piece of junk.
There we go. So how do I get this guy now?
Team Rock seriously need to invest.
That's not what I wanted. Can I reach him from here? Where did he die?
Feeling much better now. I needed that.
Oh, shite.
Sentry gun needs assembling. Sentry, off. I need the mule right here, right now.
What? No.
Just take your sweet time, old lady. I've got all day.
So where's this guy that's dead? Okay.
Bam! I die a little inside. I can't carry anything.
You goblin bastard! A dwarf never dies. For those about to rock and roll,
It's trying to deflate me. Clip it, menace down. That form.
What happened?
That'll leave a mark.
thank you,
Damn flares could need an upgrade.
I got the bosses.
Like hugging a cactus. Here, have a bullet in the face.
Definitely not made for walking.
Platforms, place.
Grenade!
Pop the big one.
Just trying to get the gold, man. I think this is actually one of the worst biomes in this game. It's designed pretty well. It's just, it's the most difficult, and it doesn't give you anything extra for being difficult. Because there's like thorns everywhere, and it's a pain to do everything in here. Because it doesn't give you a lot of room. Even though there's open... Okay. Even though there's open caverns and crap, it still doesn't give you a whole lot of room.
Roger that. Supplies are coming.
Platform up. I made a platform.
The resupply is
Everyone, can I get some attention?
I thought it was going to jump off.
Never felt better.
Access provided.
Received. Hacking pod incoming. Stand clear. Hacking pod has arrived. Establish a transmission tether from it to the prospect of data deposit.
You know what this shotgun kind of feels like? It kind of feels like I'm AA-12.
Incoming.
It's got a dozen or more rounds. It fires pretty quickly. Doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage, but it just spreads ridiculous.
Let's get them in.
and it hits everything, but it doesn't really kill right away.
Incoming. Smoke him if you got him.
R&D program, Molly. Walking on thorns, not a good idea. Ready to shoot. Covering fire. The thorns hurt. Let me go. Great.
For Carl!
Molly.
Where are you going now? Cool. Somebody quit. So this is what happens when you get disconnected, and this is kind of one of the things I was hoping that they would eventually have a fix for. I've been playing this game on and off for like 3 or 4 years now. But you see how these turrets aren't doing anything. That guy's just standing there. One of my friendlies is all the way over there. This guy's just doing the animation. That guy's just up there. That guy's up there. What happened here is I lost connection. And as you can see, when you lose connection, you get nothing. You can't even join back. So that's one of the small problems I have with this game, is there is nothing in this game that you can get you back into that lobby you were just in right away. If you're doing it with friends, sure, they can invite you back. However,
Script for me.
I got nothing. I got no resources, and it was only like 10 minutes this time. But that 10 or 15 minutes that you spent is gone. So when you're doing a deep dive, I haven't really done a deep dive in like 2 years on this game. But when you're doing these deep dives, they're longer. So if you get disconnected in these, I imagine it's the same exact thing, which is really horrible. Because if you get disconnected mid deep dive with a bunch of randos, they're not gonna invite you back. So how do you? I mean, you can go to this mission selection thing, and hopefully you remember the one that you were in. But I doubt it. Like, this doesn't look like the one I was in. None of these look, and there's also a chance that it is already filled. There's a chance that that lobby is already full. Like somebody already joined as you disconnected. So it's just not. It's a small thing, but it is annoying when it happens. So I can't complain about it too much because it doesn't happen that much. This has maybe happened 4 times in the 20 plus hours I've played it recently. And I do have a decent internet connection. It still could be me, but I have a decent internet connection. Not only is it like pretty fast down and up as far as data rates go, but it's stable. I don't normally get disconnected in any other games, especially when I'm playing for long sessions. So I don't have a factual tool to say whether or not I have been getting disconnected, but I don't believe it's me. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna take a break from this game for a while because I feel like I'm getting way too into the weeds in it and getting a little frustrated with it. I might come back to it later, just a little bit more casually. But I've done basically the event and most of the stuff I wanted to do so far. if you would like to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe and click the notification bell. Until then, have a good night, have a good day. Thank you for watching, and maybe I'll see you next time.